Good morning, Cherry Tree. Good morning, Miss Stevenson and Mrs. Howes and Mrs. Gonzalez and Miss Weil. Good. Oh, sorry, and Miss Cresswell. Although I'm not sure if it's going to make it backwards or not. Hi, Miss Cresswell. Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to see everybody on this rather grey but still happy Wednesday morning. I've been so happy with all of the work you've been doing. Your Magic Pot work has been amazing, and you should all be so proud of yourselves. Writing a traditional story is not an easy thing, and some of you have been doing it at home. I've been so proud of the efforts you've put in. I know that you've been working super hard on this for a long time now, and I want you to know that we're all absolutely amazed by the work you've done. And grown-ups out there, well done for helping your child to write a story. We know it's not easy, and we're so happy with how you've got on. Today, I want us to finish writing our Magic Pot story. Now, this is a bit tricky because some of us are up to different points now. So what I've done is written a list to guide you to make sure everyone knows what they should be doing today. So here we go. Number 1, if you need to or you want to, use this time to write your ending. I've put on Dojo different word bank for story endings for your child and you to write the end of the story, for your child to write the end of the story. If you've finished writing your story, you can use the checklist on the first picture I've put up to edit and improve your work. This has things on it like, have you used capital letters? Have you remembered full stops? Oh, I should do capital letters. Full stops, finger spaces. Things like that. Can you edit and improve your work? Some of you have used speech. If you've used speech, have you used speech marks? Remember, speech marks go before someone starts talking and then after they finish talking. If you've done all this and you're happy with your work, can you write it up into your own storybook? Make sure you include a front cover and your own beautiful illustrations. And I'm going to show you what I have made myself. So I'm going to put you onto full screen now. Sorry if this is backwards. I'm not sure if it will be or not. Here's my story. I've written it up. So first I wrote it in my book, as you saw. Now I've written it up into a storybook. I made this just by using some old paper that I found in my house, some packing paper. And I cut it into long strips. And then I put them together. And I folded it in half to make a book. I've done a front cover. And I'm going to read you my story now. I've only got a little bit along the way. I need to finish it, just like you guys do, but I'm still going to read you the whole thing. Now, one of you might recognise this picture you did for me that I've put on my front cover. I'm not going to say who did it, but I decided it was a wonderful picture of Sophie. And I love the butterfly. I added the magic pot. So I've written Sophie and the Magic Pot by Miss Stevenson. Again, if this is backwards, I apologise. I think it will be, but at least you'll get an idea. Here's my first page. And I've written, once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a brave little girl called Sophie. She lived with her mother in a tiny wooden cottage. They were very poor and did not have much money for food. Now I'm going to draw Sophie and her mum in a tiny wooden cottage, probably looking a bit sad because they don't have much money for food. Let me carry on with the story and what I'm actually going to do. That's what I've done in my book so far. I'm going to share with you, hopefully, my screen of my story. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is, Magic Pot. One grey, rainy morning, Sophie was so hungry that she ran sobbing into the forest. As she ran through the towering trees, she could hear birds singing. She could smell wet leaves and soggy grass. The winding path was surrounded by prickly brambles and leaves of all colours. Gosh, we put a lot of work into this story, haven't we? That would probably be on my next page. So I've got my first page saying about who Sophie is and where she lives with her mother and their poor. Next page, either a picture or straight away onto Sophie running into the forest. That's what I would write here. Sophie felt exhausted and sat on a smooth, cold rock. Look at that little comma there. Remember, full stop, little tail, instead of an and. She felt so hungry that she could not stop crying. Suddenly, she heard a gentle voice asking, "What is the matter?" Who would I draw then? My magical wizard. Sophie looked up to see a tall, smiling wizard. He was wearing a deep blue cloak that was covered in silver stars. On top of his head was a purple pointed hat. He was holding a glittering, sparkly pot. Oh, I'd have fun drawing that. I will have fun drawing that. Sophie explained that she was crying because she was hungry. Oh, look, he's speaking, so I've got a speech mark. Here, have this magic pot. Any time that you want to eat, say the words, "Cook, cook, little pot, make me pasta, piping hot." That's what my magic pot made, pasta. And look, I've got the magic words in there. When you have enough to eat, when you've had enough to eat, say, "Stop, stop, little pot, no more cooking, that's the lot." And then that's the end of him speaking. So I've got another speech mark to finish that. Said the wizard. Some teachers say said is dead. I think said's okay. Every now and then. Sophie could not believe her luck! Exclamation mark, how exciting. She ran back home as quickly as she could to show the pot to her mother. They used the magic words and had a delicious lunch of oozy, gooey, cheesy pasta. Everyone felt happy and content. That's from our feelings word bank. I remember that. Remember, this is a lot of work and you've been doing this for weeks. So if you don't remember anything, look back. The whole point is to look back at the work you've already done to help you and copy it up. Sophie wanted to share her magic with her friends. She invited all her neighbours for a delicious pasta supper. Everyone felt happy and content. Good. The next day, Sophie woke up with a cheerful smile. Not surprised. How fun to have a magic pot. She decided to go for a walk. At home, her mother became hungry and whispered the magic words, "Cook, cook, little pot, make me pasta piping hot." Speech marks around that. The magic pot started bubbling and soon the cottage was full of the smell of rich, delicious pasta. Sophie's mother ate a yummy, scrummy meal. That rhymes. While she was eating, the pasta bubbled up over the side of the pot. It kept cooking and soon pasta covered the floor. "Oh no," cried Sophie's mother. Try as she might, she could not remember the magic words to stop the pot. Pasta everywhere. A little while later, I like that time connected, Sophie returned from her walk. She could not believe her eyes. All around her house was pasta. I'm going to have fun drawing that. "Stop, stop, little pot, no more cooking, that's the lot," she shouted. She didn't say it, she shouted it. All her neighbours cheered with joy. "Well done, Sophie, you've saved the day," cheered her mother. And that was the end of that. That's my ending, isn't it? We practiced that yesterday. And that was the end of that. As far as I know, Sophie and her mother still have wonderful pasta to eat as much as they like to this very day. And that's my story. And that's what I'm going to write up in my storybook. If you're up to that, I cannot wait to see. Really, I cannot wait to see. I want to show these to Mr. Dooley, to Mrs. Plowman, to Miss Cresswell, to all of the teachers in the school. You've worked so hard. This is the final bit now to make it something that you can be really proud of and keep forever. I can't wait to see. Good job, everyone. You're amazing.